Shazam Creations, your one-stop shop when it comes to customization. Totes, tees, tumblers, hats, and more. Looking for a customized gift idea for a graduation, birthday party, baby shower, or just a unique creation of your own? Check out Shazam Creations as seen here on Whitney D TV. Female, Black owned. Use my promo in the description box down below and let her know Whitney D of Whitney D TV sent you. Thank you. Bye.
What's up, Jewel Gang? So I would like to address this white woman who goes by the name of Nikki Marie on Facebook. Her page is private, but her DMs are wide open. You see, this scarecrow thought it'd be a good idea to slide in a black woman's DM, bully and harass her over having a small disability. Pause and read. Pause and read. Pause and read. You see, this beautiful black woman you decided to harass for having a small disability, when being compared to you is walking art. Black women are literally walking Picassos, which is why snow roaches like you envy us so much. You look like the cashier at HEB that has to call the manager every 5 seconds because you're too stupid to work the register. You look like splattered bird shit dried up on the side of someone's car. You couldn't match her beauty if she gave you an audio booklet with a step-by-step description on how to do so. And between me and you, I'm the bigger bully. Sit your ass down.
Think you got game, but you really lame. Think you really think you could play me? Boy, you better think again. Quick to say these girls ain't loyal, but you got 7 girls take this band phone. Now tell me who's really loyal? It ain't you. These boys ain't loyal, talking about us girls, saying that we all bodies. But us girls will hold it down, pick you up when you down, and give you anything you want. You're trying to run game that's already been played, gonna get your heart broken. Do you know who you are dealing with? Liar, liar. Thought you were slick. Liar, liar. But I'll always be flyer. Liar, liar. Thought you were slick, but I'll always be flyer.
me with this. I can't help here.
Robert.
I can't help real. You're telling me, man, this ain't not about music. I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it. Y'all just don't want to believe the truth. You don't want to believe it.
At this point, we briefly pause the interview to give Kelly a moment.
Man, y'all telling me with this. Y'all telling me with this. Y'all telling me with this. Y'all telling me. Y'all trying to kill me. Y'all telling me with this. Y'all telling me with this. Y'all telling me with this. Y'all telling me with telling me, man. Trying to kill me. Telling me, man. Trying to kill me. Y'all wanna believe it? Trying to kill me. Telling me, man. Trying to kill me. I hope this camera keep going. Stupid R.KELLY. Fight for my life. Stupid R.KELLY. Do it right here. Stupid R.KELLY. Fight for my life. Stupid R.KELLY. Do it right here. Y'all telling me with this. I can't help here.
Robert.
I can't help real. You're telling me, man, this ain't not about music. I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it. Y'all just don't want to believe the truth. You don't want to believe it.
At this point, we briefly pause the interview to give Kelly a moment.
Man, y'all telling me with this. Y'all telling me with this. Y'all telling me with this. Y'all telling me. Y'all trying to kill me. Y'all telling me with this. Y'all telling me with this. Y'all telling me with this. Y'all telling me with telling me, man. Trying to kill me. Telling me, man. Trying to kill me. Y'all wanna believe it? Trying to kill me. Telling me, man. Trying to kill me. I hope this camera keep going. Stupid R.KELLY. Fight for my life. Stupid R.KELLY. Do it right here. Stupid R.KELLY. Fight for my life. Stupid R.KELLY. Do it right here.
What up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. If you're new, don't be. Go ahead and click that subscribe button to be a part of the Witness gang, to join the Witness Nation. Whew, I'm here. Let's get into this, shall we? Hello, you guys, and welcome to the channel. If you're new, don't be.
I'm Whitney.
All right, hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. Oh, wait a minute. Get this together. Hey, what's up? How's everybody doing tonight or whatever? How y'all doing? Let me go ahead and get into this comments. You know, check me out, though. I heard y'all was looking for me. Let me put this over here. Sorry. I heard y'all was looking for me. Here I go. Lazy on out. Here I go. You looking for me, right? Or whatever. Okay. Lazy eye and all, right? Here to get on your nerve one more time, okay? Anyways, we're going to address that later. But hey, everybody, welcome. Welcome. What's up? Let me get into this chat. Hey, Nikki, Vicky. What's up, my dog? What's up? Hey, Miss Pauline. Hey, KD. Hey, Jonette. How are you doing? Hey, Diva Tom, too. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, Miss Jones. Hey, Chanel. Let's see. I want to make sure I say hello to everybody. If I miss you, please let me know. If I miss you, please let me know. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, y'all like that, huh? Hey, Queen. R.KELLY gonna do this in court once. Oh my gosh. Let me see. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Hey, Amber Bamber. Hey. Hello, everybody. Hello. 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 Welcome, everybody. Okay, let's go ahead and get into this because this is going to be a fun, pack-filled night. We got some stuff to talk about. Let me move my Did I mute myself? How did I do that? Anyways, but can y'all hear me now? Can y'all hear me now? Okay. Okay. Hello, hello. Okay. So welcome everybody to Whitney DTV. I pray you guys having a wonderfully stupid blessed Thursday, to say the least. Okay. Not for nothing. Make sure you guys come in and keep it cute so you won't get the boot. Okay. What that means is that you do not have to agree with me, but I ask that you respect my platform and I will respect you. Okay. Not for nothing. Please do not come into my chat spamming it with your free R.KELLYs because like, I'm not gonna get into that, but don't do it over here. Take that somewhere where it's highly appreciated. Okay, let somebody appreciate you. Like, you know, it's not gonna be here. So make sure you guys like this video if you have not done so already and share it. You want your girl to be seen and get all these millions and thousands of likes and views? Just share the video. It's free. Okay, that part is free. And subscribing to the channel as well. Okay. Not for nothing. This part is not free, okay? But it's highly appreciated, okay? Now, if you would like to join my channel on a month-to-month basis to support me financially and pour into me, make sure you join the channel. Let me go ahead and get that link for you guys. All right. Okay, there goes the link if you guys would like to become a member on the channel, okay? You don't have to. I just appreciate your sorry, I'm all over the place. I just appreciate your attendance, okay? I appreciate you here. So you don't have to be a member or anything like that. However, if you became a member, you were able to see the article that we're going to read on tonight early, okay? If not, it's okay. You know, like I said, you'll be able to hear it and see it on tonight, okay? Not for nothing. What else do I have to say? My Cash App financial information is located at the bottom of the screen, okay? That's pretty much it. I want to get right into everything because, like I said, this is going to be fun-filled, interesting, to say the least, packed night. And unfortunately, my celebration, if you will, let me adjust my camera because I want to get the whole thing. Okay, yeah, that's much better. I sit on my knees, so unfortunately, this is a day that I would be absolutely ecstatic about, which I still am. I'm not letting anyone steal my joy. However, I just need to address some things because it's disheartening, okay? When I came to YouTube, I was inspired. I was inspired by way of the YouTubers Lovely T, Tasha K. I ventured on into Armand and Storm Monroe, just to say the least, right? And I was just being truthful, just being myself. In spite of my small disability with my lazy eye, I embarked on a journey that was kind of self-soothing for myself, to be able to prove to myself that I have the self-confidence and self-worth that I always knew. But see, sometimes some things in life can happen to us that we weren't born with or are exposed to. It can change our lives forever, right? I was extremely insecure coming on a platform that was so global, that was so open because of my lazy eye, because I know how harsh people can be. I've shared this information before, and matter of fact, I'm going to take these glasses off so y'all can see my lazy eye. I've never experienced so much hate, so much drama in my entire life. Like, excuse my French, dead ass. I've never experienced so much bullying, so much disrespect, and I've never experienced it so much so from my own people. I've sat back while I watched countless of people, channels being created about me, and people continuously to talk about me when no one can reference anything that I've personally done to them. But they've made videos, channels, posts. And yet in the same breath, say they are supporters of victims. They are children of God. And I've said nothing until today. I get so much put on me and put at me because of who I'm connected to. Nothing personal, but who you rolling with. Not as if I've given the same energy of who I'm rolling with, but because you allow a certain thing. I've never seen so much childishness. I've never seen so much ignorance. I come from an aspect of holding everybody accountable. And you get what you give. But see, the only difference is I'm not giving anything to nobody. And I still get assholes making channels about me, making videos about me, but not nothing off the basis of what I did, but what somebody else did. And then furthermore, Black people demeaning me as a woman when it comes to my lazy eye. Let me make this very clear for anybody that's seeking to destroy me or make me feel a certain way. On my worst day, you could never. Lazy eye and all, I have a husband, I have children, I have businesses. I'm very well established. And God built this house, so you can't knock it down. And you better tread very lightly with who you put your mouth on. Because see, if you guys are true believers of God, God said vision shall be mine, says the Lord. See, that's why I don't too much address you guys, because I let my work ethic prove who I am. I don't have to go back and forth with y'all because you mentioning me. I'm not mentioning you. So as I sit my black lazy eye having ass on my platform that I pay for, no green screen, but that's a real background. No jealousy, no hate, but the joy of the Lord in me. Let me let this be very clear as a PSA for all of y'all. I don't play this back and forth. I don't spit box for nobody. You mention my name in any of your titles, you use my content, I'm coming for your pockets. Yeah, you can play with me and you think I'm cute, but you better do your research on me. See, the word says be meek. I'm far from weak. You can soundbite that and use it if you dare. But I'm not playing with y'all no more, okay? I keep my energy over here. I don't mess with none of y'all in this YouTube streets because I'm bigger than this. Yeah, catch that. I'm bigger than this. I don't got time to allow people to get me upset and get all out of pocket. See, I'm a lady. I don't have to fiddle-faddle with mess. I got work to do. See, when I got on here, I came on here with a purpose, and I'm going to do that purpose. If I got 5 people watching, 1 is all you need. So if you don't like me, you can't take me I'm delusional. Why the hell are you watching me? So, with that being said, I'm going to get into my New York Times article. Yeah. And while you watch me, watch my accomplishments because I choose not to entertain mess. See, that's the problem with our Black community. You want to yell parents? Start with you. Hold yourself accountable. Be the change that you want to see. See, I sit myself on this platform and be demure as I possibly can, although I hear the whispers and I see the mess. But see, I want to be the change that I want to see in my Black women, my Black sisters, my Black brothers. I don't hold nobody hostage anywhere. And I damn sure don't hold anybody to any kind of standard that I would my own husband. I got my own husband to watch after. I'm not here to dictate no grown individuals. I'm not addressing this anymore, but I just wanted to put that out there. So whoever's recording this for y'all other channels, run and tell that. You mention my name, you tag my content, I'm coming for your pockets. I've been doing this for over 2 years now. There's rules and regulations while you guys are popping off at the mouth and y'all think this is cute. Keep my name out of your mouth. That's all I ask. You've been warned. Now, let's get back to this. Hello, everybody. Welcome, okay? You know what? Like I told you guys, I have been mentioned in the New York Times along with the plaintiff Jane, okay? So shouts out to her, okay? But let's go ahead and get into this article, and then we have some script readings that we have to read, okay? Okay. Let me go ahead and pull this article up for you guys. They only mention slithers, okay, of what I said. My brother called. Hold on, y'all. Let me see, because he's in the hospital. Hey, brother, I'm sorry. Sorry, y'all. That was my brother. Y'all know I've been going through a lot. I just wanted to put this comment in her because she said, Cindy one says, I may not agree with your stance fully, but I respect you. Because of you, I've been open to hear both sides respectfully. You finna get me emotional. You've always been nice and respectful. I'm thankful for your voice. I appreciate that. And I get emotional because it's sad. It's sad. It's senseless. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I literally do nothing to nobody. But because of who I'm associated with, I get bashed. Can't nobody find anything on me where I'm insulting anyone. But somebody got to be blamed. And it's immature. I'm grown. I'm 34 years old. I don't got time for this. I got kids. I got a husband. These people out here got the same thing, if not more important things. I should not be that important. Nobody should be that important where you exercise so much energy on them. R.KELLY is not that important to me. I have my own husband that I lay up with. I don't have to worry about another man. And furthermore, my kids are covered. I'm not going to worry about nobody else's. And if I do, I address it directly to them. See, this is not what this is for. But we want to sit up here and say something about the Black community. We the main ones. Just as well as we got these freaking supporters supporting this man because he's a Black man and he's inflicting this pain to Black women and girls and boys. It's just ridiculous. What are we doing? It's embarrassing. Like, it's embarrassing and it's ridiculous. It's too much energy. And then you never know the mentality of a person, your words, your mouth. And a lot of people want to say that they're children of God. No, you're not. Because you allow the Lord to do what he needs to do to that person that's hurting you or that's disrespecting you or that's what. No, we always want to be in ourselves. That's the devil. That's why Cain was able to kill his brother. It's just ridiculous. As a community, we are broken. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to sit on my platform and do all of that. That's why I joke and try my best to make light of this craziness that I'm reading. I don't think none of this is a joke. I lived this, not this, but I lived through it. But I try to be uplifting and try to get through it because it is somebody's life. But the energy we put out in this world, guarantee you, it's going to come back to you. Why in hell do you think me, sitting at under 5,000 subscribers, it's in the New York Times? Who can say that? Can Tasha K say that? Can Lovely T say that? Can Armand Wiggins say that? No. I don't put out no bad energy, so good things come back to me. Y'all need to check yourself. You really do. And it's sad. It's so ignorant. And I'm not with that. Like, for real, I'm a down home girl. You come out here to Texas, I'm cool as a fan. I don't got time for it. And when people depict me as something that I'm not, it's frustrating because you don't know me. And if you ran up on me with that, I guarantee you won't be talking like that. I get on here and I smile and I try to exude this best energy so you guys can receive it. This world is wicked enough. You be better. Thank you for your comment. I'm sorry. Anyways. Exactly, Diva. They talk about Jesus. So I'm in the right company. I ain't doing no tripping. I ain't doing no tripping. Okay. Anyways, let's get back to this article. Like I said, I'm so excited about. Okay. So let's get into this article. And like I said, this is not the whole thing that I said, y'all. I was like, this is a blessing. However, we're going to listen to the whole thing. Not tonight. I'll probably play it Friday, but this ain't the whole article, okay? We're going to skim down to my part. Like I said, shout out to Plain as Jane. But we're going to skip down to my part, okay? Okay, so you scroll down in this article and it says, many Black folks grew up in a context where R. Kelly was literally the soundtrack of their lives. In previous high school profile Me Too cases, the downfall of the Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein, which really ignited a national reckoning and conviction of the comedian Bill Cosby that unfold in its aftermath. Most of the accusers were white women. It was Mr. Kelly's case that first offered many Black families the sense that they too were part of the conversation. Whitney Davis, 34, Whitney Davis, 34, has delved into the trial on her YouTube channel. And y'all, if you click the link, it takes you to my channel. Reading through and reacting to transcripts of most days' testimonies. Now, the singer served as an influential force in her upbringing. She said, and his music was hugely popular with her family. He inspired her as a teenager in the early 2000s and provided an anthem for her high school class in the form of his mega hit, I Believe I Can Fly. But after the parents of several women spoke out publicly against the singer in recent years, accusing Mr. Kelly of holding their daughters in an abusive cult, Miss Davis, who is from the Dallas area, whoop, whoop. Hold on, y'all. Let me pull, I want to pull this up. Okay. Sorry. Miss Davis, who is from the Dallas area, said she was shocked and began to wonder, he's still doing this? She said she attentively followed other similar high-profile accusations, even before Mr. Kelly began to face legal blowback. But Miss Davis said that his case carried a distinct what was that? Renaissance. What is that? What is that word, Lord? Okay, y'all see the word, okay? For a confluence of a reasons. The ominous presence of the singer's music as she grew up. The fact that the accusers at the heart of the case look like her. And the sexual abuse she said she endured in her childhood. To be honest, this was the first case that was predominantly Black girls, Black women, Black boys. And so it was intriguing to me to see if they would get justice. Miss Davis said, to see justice for them, oh my God, it will in a way mean justice for myself. Mr. Kelly, whose real name is Robert Sylvester Kelly, is charged in New York with 9 counts of racketeering and in inducing people to travel across state lines for the purpose of committing sex crimes. He has denied all charges. The government rests its case on Monday after more than a month of testimony, and closing arguments began this week. And it goes on, you guys, and they actually interviewed several other YouTubers, but they mentioned your girl. Okay. Well, I don't know if it's other YouTubers. Don't get me lying. But yeah, y'all, that's a snippet of the article. I need somebody in New York to give me a copy. Okay, I know y'all said I can download it, but no, I want the newspaper. Anybody help me with that? I want the newspaper. Okay. All right, so that's the article. Shouts out for you guys for your support and your love to keep me going. because Lord knows I need it. Because I mean, child. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and move it right along. Okay, but yes, that's my article or whatever. I'll be mad at me too. I would hate me too, child. I would hate me too. Anyways, yeah, I fumbled over that word. I don't know. Okay, look. Okay, look. All right, you can read it your darn self. But anyways, yeah, let's go ahead and get into everything. So if you guys missed earlier, it was so good. I got Mr. Angelo Clary on the line, and we read the book insert from Cheryl Mack. And after reading that, he came on and he gave us some Kool-Aid, y'all. He was like, that it would, I made sure it wasn't going to see the light of day. She bear witness to, you know, children doing this. And I'm just like, dang. And he answered a whole lot of stuff. So catch yourself up. Not for nothing. I took a lot more time with my speech than I needed to. But I just want to end with this real quick before we head on into these transcripts. You can do all things through Christ that give you strength. That's on period. And like I said, I came on here not expecting anything. Okay, I'm so serious. Just to shed light on you guys in my YouTube story. Let me take these glasses off. Just to shed light on my YouTube journey. I was hacked. 6 months into my channel being up, I think I hit 1,000 subscribers, or roughly I was close to it. And I got hacked. I had to start completely over from scratch. Within 6 months' time, I became monetized. I hustled. I bustled my butt off. Okay? And I've always been doing the same thing that I'm doing now. I've been as genuine as I was the day before, the day that I first started. You know what I'm saying? And it's just to prove that you don't got to be a Tasha K. Okay? You don't have to be messy. You don't have to be, you know, salacious. You can be truthful. And I live in that, you know, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to let you guys know, whatever it is that you want to accomplish in life, dadgummit, do it. Do it. The sky's the freaking limit. And if you got one person that supports you, that's all you need. When I tell you, my family barely watched my documentary, barely, but I had 8,000 other people who did. Okay, all right, let's go. Now let's go ahead and get into the transcripts reading of which one y'all want to go first with. Y'all want me to start with Holly, or do you guys want to start with Faith? So y'all let me know. Holly or Faith? Who y'all want to start with? Holly or Faith? You can put a H in the chat for Holly or an F in the chat for Faith. Tell me who you guys want to start with. Finish Faith? We're not going to finish, but I can continue with Faith because, baby, she got a lot. Faith. Okay, Holly. I see one Holly. Faith. Okay. I get what you mean, Katie. You know I mess with you. Faith. Okay. All right. It's predominantly Faith. Okay. So we're going to start with Faith. Okay, Holly. 1, 2. Okay. All right. Faith. Okay. Okay. Let's start with Faith. Okay. Let's start with Faith. But besides everything, y'all good. How was y'all Thursday? And I got some more good news, y'all. Like, for real. Like, say, I got some more good news. I can't share with you guys just yet. But It's beyond YouTube. That's all I can tell you. Beyond YouTube. Yeah. Okay. I was hanging out with you. You was, Katie, earlier today. Holly. Okay, well, unfortunately, y'all, we got more F's, got more fakes. So majority rules. I love y'all. Okay, sorry, y'all. To get my kids in order. Okay, let's go. Oh, whatever. Let's go ahead and go to, y'all said Faith. Let me get her pulled up. Oh, don't forget, y'all, we got the R.KELLY book. Y'all let me know. Katie, you don't know me. You don't know my life. Okay? But y'all gotta let me know when y'all want to read that book. I'm interested. I don't know about y'all, especially with everything going on. Okay. All right, let me see. Okay, there go Faith. Do y'all remember where we left off at? Oh, that's okay. I already got it. It's already up. Okay. Ain't that where we left off at? Can someone confirm? Oh, Monique, I'm getting you through. No, Pauline. Faith is the black girl that's right here. Wait, look up here, my background. Yeah, that's her, the black girl. Faith, the one that was old enough to be with him, but he gave her herpes. Monique. Oh. Okay, so let's go. Okay, let's go ahead and go, you guys. Let's go ahead and go. All right, I think this is the page we left off at. Y'all ain't telling me nothing. So I mean, I'm just gonna assume that this is it until y'all tell me something different. I'm gonna go back up. Let's go back up. Let me see. What if anything? End up meeting the defendant. She did. Where we leave off at, y'all? Oh, it was like 30. It was like page 30 or something, right? I think it was like page 30. Let me see. Yep. Let me see what y'all saying. I think it was page 30. I don't know. We're going to start here. Let me read back a little bit. Okay, yeah. Yep, I found it. Last night numbers, and I had an argument. Page 30. Thank you, the chosen nation. Thank you. Me and you right here, honey. See, y'all other people, y'all suck. I said it. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so now after you and the defendant talked about traveling to the show in New York, who, if anyone, did you contact after that? She says, after we had discussed the dates, I contacted Diana to arrange my travel. And did Diana arrange for you to fly to New York to see the defendant? She said, yes, she did. And did you, in fact, travel? Okay, we passed this. We passed this. Remember, because we was figuring out. Remember, because she got the wrong ticket. Y'all are no good. Oh. Y'all no good. Okay, I'm gonna fire y'all. That means y'all sales ain't paying me no mind. You don't even know where we at. I remember where we was at. We are past this. I think we on page 35. I think it's 35. Let me go. The chosen nation, you fired. Blowing kisses to you and stuff, and you ain't even got the right. Woo! Okay, we are on 35. Okay. Katie said, you stop that right now. Look, he said, see, you suck too, Whitney. Hush. Okay, let's go ahead and get into these transcripts, okay? Whatever. Okay? How about just shut the video and be quiet? Did you ultimately check into the room? She said yes. Now, after you checked in, what, if anything, did you ask Diana? She said, I asked her if I needed to get ready for anything. Again, at that point, did you know what the plan was once you arrived? She said, no, I just knew he had a concert. And did Diana respond to you? She said yes. And what did she let you know? She said that they were not there yet and that the show is starting at 8 o'clock. And did she let you know where the venue for the show was? She said yes, she did. And what was the venue for the show? She said theater at Westburgy. Burger. I'll just discombobulated. Okay, Westbury. Whitney. 96 brush. Y'all, I need to stop messing up because baby, y'all be coming for me in my, not y'all, but baby, them people be like, you can't read. One girl said, you cross-eyed. How can you judge? I was like, first off, I ain't got nothing to do with what R.KELLY is doing, Trick. Don't come at me, okay? Look, let me stop fumbling and stumbling over my words because y'all gonna be like, you can't even read. So let me stop. Let me stop. And is that indicated here in the text message? She said correct. Towards the middle of page 3. And is it 960 Hollow Road? She said correct. In Westbury, New York? Correct. Did you ultimately go to that venue? Yes. And how did you get there? Uber. And who got you to the Uber to go to the venue? She says, Diana. Ms. Shahada says, I'm showing the witness only what's been marked for identification as Government's Exhibit 516. She asked, do you recognize this photograph? She said, yes. What do you recognize it to be? She said, the theater at Westbury. And is that the venue you went to that night to see the defendant's show? She said, yes. Ms. Shahada says, I moved to admit Government's Exhibit 516. Mr. Koenig, no objection. The judge, that's in evidence. Ms. Shahada goes on to say, and may we publish it? The judge says, okay. It's okay. It's okay, girl. I'm so delivered from people. Now, where did you go once you got to the theater at Westbury? Once I arrived, I went up to the will call box to meet Diana. She says, and did you, in fact, meet Diana there? She said, yes. She goes on to say, I'm showing you Government's Exhibit 36, which is in evidence. Do you recognize this person? She says, yes. Who is it? She said, Diana Copeland. And is that who you met at will call that day? She said, yes. And is that who you had been communicating with, making your arrangements to New York and while in New York? She said, yes. Now, once you met Diana, at the will call area. What happened? She said, well, once I met Diana at will call, she came to get me and she walked me down backstage. Where did she take you? She said, to his dressing room. She said, whose dressing room? R.Kelly's dressing room. And what happened when you got to the dressing room? When I got to the dressing room, I was just waiting for a little bit, not long. And what happened next? He came in after getting a haircut. He was like full of energy. He was like, stand up, turn around. He's like, you look so pretty. You look amazing. Complimenting me. I said, thank you. There was like a brief pause and he's like, give me a kiss. So I kind of like reached in for a peck. And when I pecked back, he like jerked his head back at me. He looked at me. He was like, you're not doing it right. And he grabbed my face and gave me a tongue kiss, like a really big tongue kiss. And it was just kind of awkward. It was like a slight pause. And he's like, I'm going to have to teach you how to kiss. And the he you are referring to there, is that the defendant? She says yes. After this slight awkward kiss situation, what happened? Faye says, shortly after that, Diana came back and told him that it was almost time to get ready. So she had came back and escorted me to where I was going to be seated. Where did she escort you to? She says the front, like about the second row, close to the stage. And was there anyone else in that row with you? Just security. And when you say just security, where were they in relation to you? And she says, so if I am sitting right here, security is about on that last chair over there. They were still far away. Okay. Did you watch the concert? She said, I did. And how, if at all, did the defendant engage with you during the concert? She said, there was a few times he was like singing directly at me, making eye contact. There was one, he was singing and he pointed, he was interacting with me a lot, actually on the stage. And how did that make you feel? I was flattered at the time. What, if anything, happened after the concert ended? She says, after the concert ended, Diana, she came up to me and she let me know that he was going backstage to the after party. And that she would call me an Uber to take me back to the hotel. And did she call you an Uber? Oh, yeah, he didn't want her there while he's making moves on some other young ladies. And did she call you an Uber? She did. So did you go to the after party that night? I did not. Of course. Of course you didn't. This is Faith, Nikki. This is Faith's testimony. And what happened after Diana called you an Uber? She says there was some type of complication. I don't know what happened, but I ended up just calling myself one and getting it. And where did you go once you called yourself an Uber? Returning back to the hotel. And what did you do when you got back to the hotel? She says, I showered and went to sleep. Do you recall what you wore to sleep that night? So I had like loose shorts on, pajama shorts, and an oversized t-shirt. Until about what time did you sleep that night? She said from about like midnight in the morning until about 6 a.m. In the morning. What happened at 6 a.m.? She said, I received a phone call. He told me he was about to come up. And then like a couple of seconds later, he said, knock, knock, a heavy knock on my door. And what happened after that? I opened the door for him. He comes in. Let me stop you there for a moment. When you say he and him, who are you referring to? She says, R.KELLY. All right, continue. She goes on to say, R.KELLY comes in the door. He opens the door and he looks at me. He's like, why you got them pajamas on? He comes in. The AC was on maybe about like 70. He turns it all the way up to 80 something. He says he can't have the heat. He says he can't have the heat. The air on him. He comes in. He asked me to turn on ESPN on the sports channel for him. And there was a chair. He throws his stuff on the chair and he strips down from waist down. Only waist down he strips down. And he sits down and he's kind of just pausing for a moment. And he asked me again why I had my clothes on. He told me to take them off. I didn't right away. But eventually, I ended up taking my clothes off. And I was in a bra and panties. I wasn't nude. And he asked me he said, come rub on daddy. And he's sitting there with his legs open. But I go to his shoulders and I start massaging his shoulders. And as I'm massaging his shoulder, he takes my my wrist, and puts it on his penis. And he says, no, right here. Rub right here. And he rubs the motion back and forth. And right away, I let him know, because I was touching him, that I wasn't ready for sex. That wasn't something I was ready for. And he says, well, I'm at my best when I'm wanted. Okay, whatever that means. And when the defendant said to you, I'm at my best when I'm wanted, what did you take that to mean at that time? She says, I understood that he was implying that it would be better when I was comfortable, that he had understood what I was saying. Meaning he understood that you weren't ready for sex? She says, yes. Now, just to back up for a moment, I think you testified that when he came in, he had a bag with him. Is that right? Yeah. What kind of bag? Here this nigga go. He had a Gucci backpack, that damn backpack. On it with, excuse me, a Gucci backpack. There was like patchwork, like a UFO on it. And is that are you describing a line that Gucci had at that time? She says yes. Now, when the defendant, you testified that the defendant came in and at some point stripped down from the waist. Is that right? She says correct. Now, where in the room did that happen? If you recall, there was a chair, and the room was not that big. He was just closer to the chair. We weren't on the bed. He was standing up. And when you say he stripped down, what do you mean by that? He took off his pants. He took off his underwear. The only thing he had on was just a jacket. No shoes, no underwear, nothing. And what part of his body was exposed? His penis. His stinky, herpes having penis. And you testified that he said to you, come rub on daddy. Is that right? Correct. And what, if anything, did you do after he said that? After he asked me to come rub on daddy, I started massaging his shoulders, his upper body. And how did he react to that? He moved my hand on his penis and told me to rub there. Did you want to rub there at that time? No. Miss Shahada, if this is a good time, we might as well take our afternoon break. Miss Shahada, sure, yes. All right, folks, we are going to take our break for this afternoon. Please do not talk about the case at all. I will see you in a few minutes. The clerk, all rise. Jury exits the courtroom. The court, all right, everybody can have a seat. The witness can step out. We will see you in about 10 minutes. I'm going to say 10 hours. 10 minutes. Anything before we break? No, Your Honor. The judge. Okay. So I will see you in about 10 minutes. Court in recess. In open court, jury not present. How y'all doing? How y'all doing in the chat? How y'all doing? Okay. I was about to pause on y'all, but while we're in this phase, hold on one second. Sorry. Okay. So while we're in the intermission on the transcripts, let me give a great shout out to the R.KELLY case open discussion. This is where I obtained these transcripts from. Okay. So shouts out to them. And let me just play this commercial so I can pay the bills.
Come on in, people. It's time for the plug. So y'all know I got a word. If you don't know, you're gonna find out in a few minutes. My name is Britannia, and I am the plug. I'm the plug. I am the plug. My name is Britannia, and I am the plug. I am the plug.
All right, you guys, we are back. Let's go ahead and get into the continuation of these transcripts so we can get into Holly. For those that are just coming in, these are Faith Rogers transcripts that we are reading. Okay, so let's continue. The clerk, all rise. The judge, everybody can sit down. All right, let's get the witness, please. Ms. Shahada. Judge, there is just one thing I'd like to do before the witness comes in. Sure. Which is just enter into evidence some business records. This is unnecessary. I'm sorry. Can I pass this part? Can y'all see it? All right. I just want to get to it. They send a little extra stuff. I just want to get to it. Y'all can go back and read that part if y'all want to. Okay. I'm just ready to get on into the gospel stuff, okay? Because we don't even know about any of this evidence, all right? We don't know nothing about it. All right. All of this talking about evidence. All of it's talking about evidence. Okay, here we go. I'm sorry, y'all. We got another transcript to read, so I'm trying to get it in, get it out. All right. Now, before our break, you were testifying about certain events that occurred the morning after you attended the defendant's show at the theater at Westbury, correct? She says correct. And you were testifying about events that occurred in your hotel room, correct? Correct. Okay, there you go. Now, I think you testified before the break that after the defendant entered your room, he stripped from the waist down and had his penis exposed. Is that right? Correct. And you testified he asked you. Sorry, I had to get my child about it here. This is inappropriate. Okay? She be liking to watch mommy, but this is not her atmosphere. Okay. And you testified he asked you to rub on daddy. Correct. And you went in, and was that when he was exposed from the waist down already? Correct. And after that, you went and gave him a massage on his shoulders. Correct. Y'all, that's my husband coming. So y'all hear that bass? That's his truck, okay? I'm sorry. And I think you testified it was at that point that he then took your hand, grabbed your hand, and moved it towards his penis. Yes. And when did he do, and what did he do with your hand at that point? Ma'am, okay, not trying to be funny, but girl, she done told you several times, but okay. he moved my hand to his penis and instructed me to no, rub here. Now, you testified before the break that at some point you told him you weren't ready for sex. Is that right? Correct. And at what point was that you said that? Once my hand was on his penis. And how did he react? He said that he was at his best when he was wanted. And again, before the break, you testified. What did you understand? What at that time did you understand that what that meant? I understood that we had a mutual agreement on I wasn't ready for sex. He was at his best when he was wanted. She didn't want his ass. Now, while you were in the room that day, you testified before the break that the defendant made a comment about what you were wearing. Is that right? Yes. And did the topic of your clothes come up again? Yes. Can you tell the jury about that? When he first came in, he made a comment about why I had the nerve of this Negro. When he first came in, he made a comment about why I had on those granny pajamas. The fuck? And when he had sat down in the chair after stripping, he instructed me again, take off your clothes. I paused for a moment, and then after that, I stripped my shirt and shorts, and I had on a bra and underwear. Hey, baby. Thank you. Oh, kiss. Thank you. Love you. Thank you. Thank you. Now, after withdrawal, when the defendant put your hand on his penis, where in the room were you? We were by a chair in a corner of the room. And at some point, did the defendant direct you to move anywhere else? He told me to get on the bed. And what happened then? He instructed me to get on the bed on my back, like on all fours. And he just started rubbing on me. I had my bra and underwear on. So he was like rubbing on me. Not caressing, but it was more like a textured type of rub feel. He worked his way down from my back, all the way down to my vagina or vaginal, and he began to stick his fingers in me. He wasn't like, excuse me, he wasn't fingering me. It was like a poke, like poking my vagina. And his rubs were, he would do this like a texture rub on my buttocks and my vagina. And he like literally like spread me open, felt in between, and like it was like a pet after like it was done. And while you were just testifying, you made a moment with your hand, a movement with your hand. I think you put one hand over the other and made a movement back and forth. Is that right? Yes. And is that what it felt like the defendant was doing to you? Yes. And while he was doing these things, what did it feel like to you he was doing? It felt like I was being examined by an OBGYN. He was saying things while poking me, said I was tight, things like that. Ooh. Gross. Hold on, y'all. My camera stopped. Let me change this real quick. All right, you guys, we're back. Y'all all right? This nigga weirdo. Okay. Sorry, y'all. What was going on through your head at that time? I was just kind of I don't know how to react to this. I don't want to upset him and get upset or make him upset. I really just, it was one of those things. I was just okay, just get through it. Y'all, that's what victims do. They just, okay, it's like an outer body experience. Wow. She was uncomfortable. Clearly. What do you recall happening next? Shortly after that, I was on all fours and he started giving me oral sex from behind. And there was a pause, a brief pause. He told me to flip over and I thought I don't really know what was going on in my head when he told me to flip over. So I flipped over. And when I flipped over, I noticed there was an iPad. And where we're at, imagine this is the bed. So there is a little desk right here and a lamp and an iPad and it's recording. I could see myself and I see he's giving me oral sex. It's just, it goes on. I see the camera. I don't say anything about the camera. After he finishes performing oral sex on me, his pants are already off. So he just starts getting ready to penetrate me. And I said, "Are you going to use the condom?" And he said, "We don't need a condom." What do you recall happening next? He penetrated me. It didn't go on for very long. This nigga a minute man. Guys to be more careful. Damn. It wasn't a long time. The whole time he was telling me what to say, how to moan. He was saying, don't look away from the camera to look sexy. It was very like there was a few times like he would pause because I wasn't getting aroused. And it was like kind of like difficulties with him getting inside of me. So it didn't happen very long. After he finished, he kind of let out a sigh like disappointment. Right away, he told me, you know, like there was a lot I had to learn when it came to sex, that I needed to learn how to moan, how to arch my back, how to please him, how to position better, be more sexy during sex. I kind of was just like, okay. I took it as, I guess, constructive criticism. I was just, I really didn't care how he thought I looked because I just didn't really know what to do. Like, that was my first time. After that, it was a brief pause. He looked at me. He said, you know, if you were really like 16, you can tell daddy. And I said, I kind of like paused, kind of laughed. I was like, I'm not 16. I was like, I'm 19. I was like, you want to see my driver's license? He said no. He believed me. And then after that, he put on his clothes, got his backpack, and left. After he left, how did you feel? I was embarrassed because I felt like maybe I really I felt like, was I bad at sex? Was I that bad at sex? You know, I only had one boyfriend. So I did have a whole bunch of partners or really knew what I was doing, Mr. Kennedy. Your Honor, may we approach briefly? The judge said, sure. While we're going to the next page, y'all see what happened with that? That's what I was talking about earlier in the live, where I said that when predators come and when you go through all that, it's supposed to taint your experience. See, her sexual experience was supposed to be tainted. If you notice, she started questioning herself. This nigga couldn't last. I was like, nigga. But he had her thinking that it was her, having her questioning herself. And that's where the seed is planted that I need to do more to please him next time. This nigga, smelly Kelly. We're almost finished, y'all, and we're gonna go to HALLE. Okay, next question. Now, at any point before the defendant penetrated you that day in the hotel room, had the defendant told you that he had herpes? No, he didn't. Had he told you he had any other sexually transmitted diseases? No, he didn't. Now, did he use a condom that day? No, he didn't. Now, I think you testified that at some point during the interaction in the hotel room, you noticed an iPad. Is that right? correct? And you notice it recording, correct? And you also testify that during your interaction, the defendant was saying things to you about how to moan, correct? And what to say, correct? Do you recall anything about what he told you to say? I like it, Daddy. Things like that. Now, after the defendant left the room that day, what did you do? After he left, I took a shower and got back into bed. I had called on my best friend at the time, told her how the interaction went because I really was just wondering if it was off. Was it me? So I got her opinion on it. And what else did you do that day? After that, nothing else. At some point, did you contact anyone you knew in New York about meeting up? Yes. And who did you contact? My former high school best friend. She was there for a track meet. And what, if anything, did you agree to do with your friend in New York? We had agreed that since we both were in New York, we would meet up for lunch. And after you, by the way, was that a female friend? Yes. And after you made plans with her, what, if anything, did you do? I had let Diana know what I was planning on doing. And why did you do that? Because he had told me to inform her of anything I was doing, to do or needed. I mean, inform her what I was going to do or needed. When you say he, are you referring to the defendant? Correct. May I approach, Your Honor? Yes. I'm about to show you what's been marked for identification as Government Exhibit 208B. Do you recognize Government Exhibit 208B? Correct. And prior to your testimony here today, have you had any opportunity to look through Government Exhibit 208B? Yes, I have. And is it an 80-page document? It is. And does this consist of screenshots of text messages between you and Diana Copeland from May 18, 2017 through February 2018? Yes. I move to admit Government Exhibit 208B. The judge, any objection? Mr. Koenig, none. The judge, okay. That is in evidence. Government Exhibit 208B was received in evidence. Now, I'm showing you page 7 of Government Exhibit 208B. Actually, before I do that, you said you contacted Diana to let you know her plans, right? Yes. Now, how did you go about doing that? I text her. I'm showing you page 7 of Government Exhibit 208B. Again, are the texts in green from you to Diana? Yes, they are. And is there a series of texts from May 19th, 2017? Yes. And at the bottom, can you read what that text says? Just keeping you updated. I'm going to go get food in a little bit. Won't be far. And was that you informing Diana about your plan with your friend? Yes. And did Diana respond to you? She told me to let Mr. Kelly know. And it's that here on the top of page 8 of Government Exhibit 208B. Yes. Did you contact the defendant? Yes. And what happened when you contact the defendant? I said offended. Offender. he well, I had sent a text the same way I text Diana, and he had called me. And I had told him, hey, I'm thinking I'm going to go meet one of my friends for dinner. I'll be back. He kind of just laughed at me. He was like, what? And I was like, I'm going to go with one of my friends. And he was like, no, you won't. No, you not. And he was like, he doesn't like for anybody to move without him. He told me it was dangerous for me to be by myself in New York. He told me that I could just order room service, that there was room service to just order it from the room service. And he told me that when the room service arrives, that don't let them see me. For one, don't let them come in the room and give you the food. They will leave it outside the door and I'll get it. He said if it's a woman, just have her set the food down, sign the bill, and go on. He said, but if it's a man, I don't let him see, I'm not to let him see me at all. That I asked him to leave the bill at the door. And after speaking with the defendant, did you end up going to meet your friend for dinner? No. Why not? Because he told me it wasn't safe to not do it, so I didn't. What, if anything, did you end up doing instead? Ordering room service? And did you stay in your hotel from your hotel room all day? Yes. Did you go to any other parts of the hotel? No. Why not? I just stayed in the room so I wouldn't have to ask or wait for him to come. I just stayed. What, if anything, did you understand you needed to do if you were going to go to another part of the hotel? Check in and make sure that was okay with him first. Did you end up seeing the defendant again on that trip? No. When, if at all, did you fly home to San Antonio? On May 20th. After that trip to New York, what, if any, communications did you have with the defendant? After the trip to New York, we still had the same communication, phone calls and texts and FaceTiming. Mainly after I saw him in person, it went from more texting to phone calls. How, if at all, did the substance of your conversations change after your first New York trip? When I got home, we had a conversation and he was telling me that there was just a lot I had to learn about being with him. And that as I get to know him more, it will be better. I'll understand. He just told me anything he tells me is constructive criticism to make me better, to make me more of a woman. And I understood. I said I understood. These were all things that he said to you. Yes. What, if anything, did the defendant say to you about seeing you again? He said he wanted to see me again. He told me again just to let him know when he was ready, double check with him on the days, things like that. Did you, in fact, see him again? I did. Where did you see him again? I saw him in Chicago in June of 2017. Where did you travel to Chicago from? From San Antonio, Texas. Who booked your flights? Diana. Who paid for them? R.KELLY. About how long did you stay in Chicago? About 2 days. Where did you stay in Chicago? I stayed at a hotel. Who paid for the hotel? R.KELLY. After you arrived in Chicago, do you recall how you got to the hotel? Uber picked me up from the airport and took me to the hotel. Who arranged for the Uber? Diana Copeland. Did you see the defendant the day you arrived in Chicago? I did not. When, if at all, did you see him? The following day. Where did you see him? I saw him at his Chicago studio. I'm showing you what is in evidence as Government's Exhibit 503A. Do you recognize this? Yes, I do. We're going to stop there. We're going to stop there with Faith. Now I'm about to head over to Holly's, okay? Remember, we stopped on page 2185, and we need to continue on page 2186, okay? Now let me go ahead and get to Holly's. In addition to the spankings, were there ever any other types of punishments that the defendant handed out to you? Besides the phone, no, not that I can recall. Were there ever instances in which the defendant recorded you walking back and forth? Yes. Can you explain what happened when the defendant had you walking back and forth? What did that mean? That would be a punishment as well. So can you explain to the jurors, that you would do as part of that punishment? Walk back and forth. Was the defendant present when you were walking back and forth? Correct. And what, if anything, were you wearing? Nothing. Ooh, let me put this down at the front so you guys know what we're reading. These are HALLE Calhoun's transcripts, okay? Are you guys okay? Y'all say what up to my husband. 3 shots in. Ow. Or whatever. And when you were walking back and forth, what, if anything, did you say or do? Call myself names. What kind of names? Stupid, slut. Who, if anyone, told you to call yourself those names? The defendant. Okay. Weirdo. Did you want to be calling yourself stupid or slut while you were walking back and forth? No. And generally speaking, how long might this session for lack of better words, of you walking back and forth last? Approximately like 30 minutes, probably. The judge, is this a good time to break? Sure, yes, Your Honor. The judge. All right, so we are going to break for lunch. Please don't talk about the case, but enjoy your lunch today, and I will see you back here at 2:15. Thanks so much. The courtroom deputy, all rise. Jury exits the courtroom. The judge. All right, the witness can step out. We will see you after lunch. Witness steps down. The judge. And everybody can sit down. Anything that we have to do before we break our lunch? All right, I'm assuming that there is no way to change the Monday situation. Is that correct, Mr. Penny? Yes, I will call again. The judge, just double check, because if you can't change it, I have another matter that I was going to do at 5:30 that I will switch to the morning instead. Mr. Kennedy. Okay. The judge, I would rather not. If you can rearrange it, that would be great, but I understand if you can't. Mr. Mechanic, all right. The judge, I don't know how long you expect this witness to be. Do you think there will be any additional witness after this? Oh, definitely, yes. The judge, okay, well, hard to say with respect to cross-examination. Okay, I will give you rulings on those motions before we begin for the afternoon. So I will see everybody at 2:15. All right, let me pay a bill real quick. How you guys doing? How you guys holding up? You guys are okay? All right, let me pay this bill, and we will be right back with the continuation of Holly's transcripts.
Come on in, people. It's time for the plug. So y'all know I got a word. If you don't know, you're gonna find out in a few minutes. My name is Britannia, and I am the plug. I am the plug. My name is Britannia, and I am the plug. I am the plug.
All right, we're back, you guys. Let's go ahead and finish out Holly's transcripts, okay? All right, so this is them coming back, and they're talking about, oh, well, now we're going to read this part. I'm going to read this. The judge says, in any event, the government represents that in these videos, the witnesses appear as well as the defendant, and that the evidence is relevant for a number of purposes, including the charge conduct. One of the goals of the enterprise, according to the indictment, is to produce pornography. I find that the evidence is relevant. It's directly relevant to the witness's experience. It corroborates the testimony of witnesses who described the defendant recording sexual contact with the witnesses and among other people who were at whichever residence they were at the time. And some of the witnesses have testified that they were directed to do this against their will. I think it's directly relevant to the charges, and it's directly relevant to the witnesses' own experience. And so, I am permitting that over the defense's objection. The second question has to do with Jane Doe number 7. I had ruled prior to trial that Jane Doe number 7 would be permitted to testify about her. It was preferred that Jane Doe number 7 witnessed the defendant having sexual contact with Jane Doe number 1, who was a minor at the time. The government also prefers that Jane Doe, that the defendant had sexual contact with Jane Doe number 7 when she was a minor in 1991. I had initially ruled that portion of the testimony that I wasn't going to permit it because it occurred because it was too remote, and the government they had asked me to reconsider that. The defense opposes the evidence as cumulative, unfairly what is that? What is it? Prejudice? I know it's like a prejudice, and unreliable. The government prefers that Jane Doe will testify that she was an aspiring performer and that she was with the defendant in his apartment with a number of other young women, and that his associates, including Demetrius Smith, were also in the apartment, and that the defendant asked each young girl to come into the room and had sexual contact with Jane Doe number 7, as well as some of the other young women. Do I have that about right? This judge is lethal. Thank you, Nisha. Close enough, Whitney. You know what I was saying. Child, this judge ain't no trip. Miss Belinda says, yes, Your Honor. The judge said the evidence is relevant to the existence of the enterprise, particularly that the defendant's employees were aware of his activities and didn't do anything to stop it, including Mr. Smith. In opening statements, the defense contested both the existence of the enterprise and that any of the evidence was evidence of a criminal enterprise. The evidence that the enterprise was in existence before the charges related to Jane Doe number 1 is relevant to the fact that it was that the enterprise existed at the time of the allegations regarding Jane Doe number 1. Can you hear me? That it predates it doesn't make it inadmissible in court. In addition, having seen the additional prefer of what the evidence is, it really does give a context to Jane Doe's own relationship and the contact that she had with the defendant. I don't find it to be unfairly. This judge is the truth. Come on. Yo, she said, I don't find it to be unfair, okay? Cumulative. It's relevant to that, to the charge related to Jane Doe number 1. Come on, somebody. And it explains why she was in the position she was at the time of what's alleged to be her seeing the defendant having sexual contact with Jane Doe number 1. This judge, baby, man, if I had a drink, salute to you, Judge Donnelly. And y'all hear this. They were trying to get this woman off, talking about she's biased. Well, let me make this clear for you, ignorance. This is a federal judge. The only person that can move her out her throne is the president. Okay? Kind of reminds me of me, okay? The only person that can remove me out this seat It's God Almighty. Thank you, Jesus. Let us continue. So the defense objection to that is overruled, and you have an exception to that ruling. Has either side had a chance to weigh in on this question of the medical records and the request by, I can't remember who it was. I'm sorry. But the request to have a freelance journalist look at the medical records, have you solved that issue? Ms. Gideon said, we have, in your honor, but we will do that at the break. The judge, anything else that anybody needs to put on the record? Let's get the witness and let's get the jury. Man, say, I love this judge. She the truth. Okay. She says, okay, everybody, I hope you enjoyed your lunch. We are ready to resume with the direct examination of the witness or whatever. Let's keep going. Y'all good? Y'all good? You heard about that? Yeah. But it's R. Kelly supporters, but they just so ignorant. I may be stumbling, bubbling over these words, but I know how to comprehend what I'm reading. And you can't do that. This is a federal judge. Go ahead. The courtroom deputy. The witness is reminded she is still under oath. Okay. Anna, at the time of the break, you were testifying about instances which, as part of punishment for breaking the defendant's rules, he had you walk back and forth for a period of time saying things such as calling yourself a bitch or a slut. Do you recall testifying about that? Correct. That's actually not correct, okay? But, I mean, hey, she prefers bitch. You know, that's fine. Who, if anyone, directed you to say those things during those punishments? Rob. And did you want to be saying those things? No. During those types of punishments, how, if at all, would you react when you were being punished in that way? Can you ask that one more time? Sure. You previously testified about spankings and that there were times during those spankings in which you became visibly upset. Did that ever occur while you were engaging in this type of punishment at the defendant's direction? I would say sometimes. And when you say sometimes, how would you be upset? How would you visibly show that you were upset? Maybe crying? Mr. Kennedy. Objection to maybe. The judge overruled. Generally, what was your reaction to these kinds of things? And into the mic. I can't fully recall, honestly. I just remember doing it. So, yeah. The judge. Go ahead. Were there times in which you expressed your displeasure to the defendant about having to do the punishment? Yes. And how did you do that? Wait, rewind. Can you ask me that one more time? Were there ever instances which during the punishments you would express either vocally or other ways to the defendant that your displeasure with having to do these punishments? I would say no. Probably so I would just get it over with. Sounds familiar. Sounds like what Faith said. Just get it over with. And move on to whatever is next. So I would say no. Were there ever times where you appeared as if you were not enjoying it? Yes. And what, if anything, would the defendant say to you if he saw that you were not enjoying it or appearing to enjoy it? Get it together. And what did you understand it to mean when he said to get it together, to do whatever I was supposed to be doing based on what the defendant told you to do? Correct? Now, during these punishments, did the defendant ever record them? I believe so. Yes. And how would he record them? On the iPads? While you were walking back and forth and making the statements about yourself directed by the defendant, what, if anything, did the defendant do while you were engaging in this conduct? I would say sometimes jack off. So you talked about the spanking punishments, and you talked about these types of punishments while you were walking back and forth at the defendant's direction. During any of these punishments, did the defendant ever instruct you to perform sexual acts on him during the times of these punishments? In conjunction with the punishment? Yes. And what kind of sexual acts? Maybe oral, or when you say oral, do you mean giving oral sex to the defendant? Yes. At those times that you want to be doing that? Not during that time, no. Why not? Probably because of me being worked up and not happy in that moment. And why were you not happy in that moment? Probably because of the punishment or whatever just happened. In addition to the spankings and the other punishments that you just testified about, did the defendant ever become violent with you in other ways for breaking the rules? Yes. So, for example, you testified that one of the rules that the defendant put in place for you was that you were not to interact with other men. Did the defendant ever become physically violent with you because he believed that you had broken that rule? Yes. Did that happen on more than one occasion? I can't recall. So I want to direct your attention to an occasion. When you are at the defendant's studio in Chicago, correct? What did the defendant say, if anything, about you having spoken or interacted with another man? Can you ask me that one more time? Sure. With respect to the rule of the defendant that you not interact with other men, directing your attention to a time when you were in Chicago in the studio. What, if anything, happened with the defendant because he thought that you had broken that rule? I believe that when we were upstairs, he went through my phone and saw that I was communicating with an ex, and he didn't like that. When you say upstairs in the studio, in the main room upstairs. And who was going through your phone? Rob? And you testified that the defendant didn't like that, correct? Correct. What, if anything, happened is when the defendant found out that you had been communicating with your ex-boyfriend. He hit me. How did he hit you? On the side, right here. I'm sorry, I didn't hear. On the side. Did he hit you with an open hand or a closed hand? Maybe open. The judge. Next question. And you made a motion towards your face. Did the defendant hit you in the face? Correct. Where, if anywhere else, did the defendant hit you? I would say that was it, area-wise. So I want to direct your attention to, at some point, did you travel to see the defendant in concert in Alabama? Correct. And why did you travel to Alabama? To see him? To see the defendant? Correct. Directing your attention to the trip to Alabama. When you went to see his concert there, what, if anything, happened related to the defendant's rules that you not communicate with another man? Can you ask me that again? Sure. So directing your attention to the time you went to go see the defendant in concert in Alabama. Correct. Did you have a discussion with the defendant at some point about his belief that you had broken the rule about communicating or interacting with another man? That incident, I don't think was about another man. What happened? I believe he was performing and I was recording him, but I think he thought I was doing something else on my phone. Mr. Kennedy, objection to what he thought. What, if anything, the judge, there's an objection. The objection is overruled. Why did, but think that's what he thought. Because I don't recall the reasoning why he was upset. But it was after I was doing whatever on my phone. The judge. Next question. Would it be fair to say that it was related to you possibly communicating with another man? Objection. Overruled. I know she's just getting irritated by Miss Canico. Sorry, I have a bad toothache going on, so I may be doing a lot of that because it's excruciating. No, I don't think it was related to another man. I think it was just being on my phone. The judge, just tell us what happened. So when that happened, we were backstage and he was yelling, very upset. And I think I just, in the heat of the moment, I was really, really worked up and kind of over that thing. And I targeted him. And when I did that, he reacted and grabbed me. But when he grabbed me, I had a chain around my neck. So I think the nail on the chain scratched my chest, which caused marks. Where did the defendant grab you when he grabbed you? Like right here. I think the witness is pointing to, oh, I'll say it right here. I think the witness is pointing to the chest area. Yeah, my necklace broke, which cut me on the chest, and I was trying to leave. There was a lot of people outside of the dressing room, so he didn't want me to leave the dressing room. Then he finally walked out of the dressing room, and I found a way to just leave without him knowing. And I walked to a hotel around the corner. Do you want me to keep going? The judge, yes. What happened next? I walked to a hotel around the corner. I didn't have a phone on me, but I don't remember if I had my phone or not. So I remember going to the airport. I don't remember the exact order, but I do remember going back to the hotel because I didn't have a way to get home. And he told me he would get me a flight home, but I had to write something first in order to get my plane ticket. So he would feel comfortable if I tried to say the scratches, whatever. So I wrote whatever I wrote, and well, let me stop you there. Okay. What did the defendant ask you to write? I don't recall exactly what I wrote. I just remember it was something on his defense if I were say how that altercation, tried to put more on of the blame on him, I guess. The judge, can I just ask, so you were back at the hotel when he told you to write this? Yes. Did he tell you what he wanted you to write, what he wanted you to say? Yes, I just don't remember. It had more to do with this incident. More in the defense of him related to the incident to make it seem like it wasn't his fault. Yes, or if I wanted to say he beat me or something and that wasn't the case because my necklace cut me. Wait. Didn't she just say that? Okay, let me keep reading. Did she just say that's what happened? The necklace thing? But she's saying that that's the very thing that he wanted her to write. Let's see. Holly. Let me run that back. Yes, or if I wanted to say he beat me or something and that wasn't the case because my necklace cut me, those marks would be there. So was he in the room when you were writing this? Yes, I believe I was on the Sprinter or something. You wrote whatever the statement was and you gave it to him. I don't remember if it was Dominique who I gave it to and she gave it to him. I don't remember. What happened next? I went to the airport and I got my necklace back and went to the airport and that was it. Okay, go ahead. Did you also travel to Miami to attend one of the defendant's performances? Yes, but I was with him at the time. So the defendant was, Lord, hold on. Okay. So the defendant was in Miami with you. Yes. So directing your attention to a time where you were in Miami. with the defendant. What, if anything, happened with respect to the defendant's belief that you had broken a rule about looking at another man? Uh-oh. Sorry. I believe we were walking into the hotel and my head was turned looking down the hall, and then he smacked me in the face. I guess thinking I was looking at whatever men were down there, but I didn't even notice that there were men down there. What, if anything, did the defendant say to you? I don't recall fully. The judge, what in substance did he say? Probably like, you are not supposed to be looking, in the direction of men. Mr. Cannon, objection to probably. The judge, I know you don't know it word for word. Okay. But give us the substance of what he said. I think it was something like, you're not supposed to be looking in the direction of other men, or, there's men down there. Why are you looking down there? I don't fully recall. Okay, next question. Now, during the time that you were with the defendant, did he ever ask you to sign any documents? Yes. What, if anything, did he ask you to sign? I want to say NDA, but I don't fully remember. This girl, okay. She don't remember a lot. I don't fully remember because I didn't read through them, but I just do remember signing documents and then signing over permission for pictures as well. When you say permission for pictures, what kind of pictures? Some of the pictures he has taken of me. And with respect to those pictures weren't of sexual nature. Is that correct? No. And I understand based on your testimony that you weren't exactly clear because you hadn't read the full document of the non-disclosure agreement. But what in substance did you understand that agreement to be? I think it was something, for his protection. But like I said, I don't fully remember. And did you sign it? Yes. And who provided you with that agreement? I believe probably one of the assistants, one of the defendant's assistants. Yes, correct. Did you ever write anything else at the direction of the defendant? At the direction of the defendant, is that what you said? Yes. As far as something that he ordered, that he asked you to write? Yes. And what did you write? Maybe things about saying my dad molested me, or my cousin, I messed around with my cousin, or something of that sort. Were those things true when you wrote them? No. And approximately how many times did the defendant ask you to write letters of this nature? A few times. And when you were writing these letters, how did you know what to write in the letters? A lot of the time he would direct me on what to write. So, was he there when you were writing these letters? Most of the time, not all the time. Did you ever get a copy of any of these letters? No. Did you ever try to get a copy of any of these letters? I remember filming one time when I was writing one. And when you say filming, what did you do? I was filming on my phone because I figured that it would be at a time like this, just thinking like, Sam, basically, I'm not wanting to write this. This is not me. Anything that I'm saying or doing, that's truthful. So that's basically what I was recording. The judge, I just want to make sure I understand. You say you were writing out one of these letters, correct so far? Correct. And then you recorded yourself with your phone? Correct. Just to have proof down the line when I was writing it. Were you saying things as you were? I was saying, I'm not willing to write this. I believe it was in the Trump. I was in the Trump writing this letter. I don't want to write this, yada, yada. Maybe you said this already, but what was the reason? What was there a reason given to you for why you were to write these things? Like I said, I thought it was more on his defense for him to have saying to hold against, or down the line if something were to happen or come about. That's my only. He just told you to write these things out and write things and sound embarrassing or sound a little crazy, I guess. Go ahead. I think and I think you testified that the information that you were writing in these letters was untrue, correct? Correct. And now that recording that you made on your phone, did you keep that recording? I did, but then he went through my phone and saw that and deleted it. When you say he, do you mean the defendant? Yes. So when you were writing these letters, what, if anything, would you do with the letters once you finished writing them? I would give them to him. I am showing just the witness for identification purposes, government exhibit 430A, B, C, and D, and government exhibit 439 for identification purposes. The judge. Mr. Koenig, have you seen these? Mr. Koenig, I would like to see them. The judge, I know you have copies of them, but I just want to know if you object to them. While doing that, can I just approach the witness, Your Honor? Sure. Mr. Koenig, I have no objection to them. They are in evidence and you can display them. Do you recognize those items? Yes. Your Honor, if I could publish government exhibit 430A, this can go to the public. What are we looking at in government exhibit 430A? Generally speaking, what is it? A letter that I wrote. And you previously testified that you had written letters at the direction of the defendant. Is this one of these such letters? Correct. Now, in government exhibit 430A, I won't read the whole thing, but starting at the beginning, it says, I feel like a little bit better now that I told you that. I want you to know that my mom wanted me to start going out with you because she thought it would be good for my modeling career. She said that I wouldn't be the only one. That's what all of the pretty girls do. I agreed with her because I knew that if people thought we were dating, it would definitely blow up my career. That's why I sent out the pictures we took because I knew it would cause controversy. At the time, I didn't care who got hurt from it all because I was just interested in myself and my career. I feel so bad about it. We have also spread lies and rumors about you and other females, which I know was hurt you. Wait, I know has hurt you, and I'm sorry about that. This is hard for me, but I have to continue to be honest. My mom and I have had a conversation about blackmailing you, but once the relationship didn't work out, the plan was to threaten you to help me with my career or pay me, or we're going to tell a bunch of lies on you. Is anything written there true? No. And who directed you to write this information? Rob. So, was there ever a plan with your mother to blackmail the defendant? Never. Showing you government exhibit 430B, that solidifies that. Rumor has it as by a big time YouTuber. This particular victim's mother was trying to blackmail R. Kelly that her mom was one of the women that were the parents that were doing strange things for a piece of change. But that's not revealed in this testimony, but we're still reading. Showing you government exhibit 430B, just reading an excerpt from it. We would also lie and say that we had sex and you gave me some type of disease. But as I started spending time and realizing how nice of a guy you are, I started changing my mind. I actually love you so much, but I don't want to do those things to you anymore. The only problem is that my mom is still nagging me about continuing on with those plans. I keep telling her I don't want to do it anymore, and the letter goes on. But with respect to the information in here, who were you writing that you were telling lies about? Is that a reference to the defendant? Yes. When you wrote this letter, did you have a plan with your mother about telling lies or blackmailing the defendant? No. Who instructed you to write the information that was in this letter? Rob. I also admitted to hear that we did have sex, and it took a while because at first we didn't want to, and that's when we did finally, is because I kept coming on to you. She got so angry at me, and I find myself trying to convince my mother not to do these things. But she continues to argue and curse me out because I don't want to any longer be a part of that negativity and those lies. I am sorry again for all of this, and I know this has definitely changed your mind about me. And like I said, I don't blame you if it did. I just hope that you can forgive me and my mom. Sorry again, Rob. And please call me once you get yourself to speak to me again. Whatever you do, don't leave me hanging. I love you and thank you for everything you have done for us. Again, did you have any conversations with your mother about spreading lies or blackmailing the defendant? No, but I do remember writing this, and I do know this was when a lot of this all riled up. When you say all riled up, what do you mean? I don't know when this got like more attention to this whole thing. With respect to the defendant, yes, so I do remember him wanting me to write this, thinking my mom may say something. She didn't have anything to say because none of this was true. But I guess the other female's parents were doing it. This was in case my mom was doing that as well, coming out and saying whatever. So to be clear, you testified that other females, parents, were saying negative things about the defendant? Yes. And so did the defendant ask you to write this as a precaution you for having your mother say negative things about him? Correct. Your Honor, if I could show just for one moment, just to the jury, sure. Exhibit published to jury only. The true name of Anna is listed at the bottom of Government Exhibit 430B. Exhibit published. We can publish this Exhibit 430C. Just directing your attention to the last few lines on this side of the exhibit, where it says, so I wanted to lie about my age as well. And I am sorry for that, but I am actually 20. I know I should have told you, but I didn't want to take a chance on you not wanting to see me. I heard you like younger women. I just didn't want to take the chance. I hope this doesn't affect the way you think of me. And if it does, I totally understand. I wouldn't blame you if you didn't want to see me or speak to me anymore. I am sorry for lying to you. If you don't do anything else, I wish you at least forgive me. There's more I have to get myself together because I feel so bad. Again, who directed you to write this? Rob, but I did want to say in the beginning when I first met him, I did say I was 21. How old were you when you met him? 20. But I guess I did say 19, but I was 20. I can't remember honestly, 19 or 20. But maybe at the time I already turned 20 because I was just about to have a birthday. Okay, we're going to stop right there. Okay. We're going to continue on Holly tomorrow. Oh, wait, what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Friday. I'm going to come during the daytime and I'll read some more of Faith and Holly on tomorrow afternoon. So we begin at 280. Wait, 283. 2873. God dang it. Let me come on the camera, y'all. Well, let's see what y'all got to say about everything. How y'all doing? Let me get in this chat. How y'all doing? How you doing? I need something on these lips. What y'all talking about? Thank you, Katie. I'm going to put the link in the chat if you guys want to come in. Okay. The link is in the chat. Uh-oh. See what you guys have to say. Oh, what is that? Okay. Chanel said, Whitney, I've been in the bushes listening. Don't stay in the bushes too long. I don't want you to get an invite. Oh, crap. Okay. Mike Jones, who says, case of follow the leader. Katie says, be respectful. I'm watching you. Okay. You better tell him. He says, she could have wrote, this is an idiot. I don't know if y'all remember Holly, but I'm not going to lie. I feel a little ways about her. I don't mean for her to go through what she went through with R.KELLY either. But, well, you know what? I can't, that's hypocritical of me. Let me strike that. Because what I was about to say was, to see her go on all these platforms, I think she went on Breakfast Club or something like that. If y'all remember, some radio station. And she was like, just chillaxing, like just kicking it, like these girls are lying, like he don't do none of that, you know, blah, 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 right? And then to see her now, it's kind of, that's why I hold myself accountable, because that's what all these girls did. Azrael, Dominique, Geronda, she never said that. She been, since she came out, she been sticking to her guns. But it has been other girls that done the exact same thing, came out act as if he was doing no wrong, and then later are, you know, doing this. So I can't even get mad at her. I can't even blame her. I can't even blame her. I get it. I get it. See what you guys are saying. West Coast says, you do a great job. I told you a couple years ago that you would blow up. I could feel your spirit, and I love it. Congrats on your mention. Thank you. Thank you so much. Speaking of which, let's read that article again. Well, I'm gonna let y'all read the article. Okay, I'm not doing too good. I will put it on the screen though. I'll do that. I'm gonna continue to read y'all. Well, you know what? I don't know. If I post the link, it's been charging. It's been charging people. So if I'm worth it, but I want somebody to get a copy of it. How do I get a copy of this, y'all? I want a copy of this article, but I want a newspaper. Can I order the newspaper? How do I order a copy of this, y'all? Anybody can tell me how to order a copy? Okay. Well, you guys are not chatty patties tonight. It's the New York Times. I don't know who sells it. I can figure it out. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure, Whitney. I would have to check. Yeah, I need them. Because we were really listening, enjoying your narration. Thank you. Okay, someone in my area. Okay. Okay. I'm just reading y'all, and I'm sorry. I went a little too long at the beginning of this recording, just popping my ish, and so now I'm just kind of like, okay, we're 2 hours and 30 something minutes in, and I don't want to take up your time. Can't do that, West Coast, because she's one of the individuals that are mad at me behind Angelo. So neither here nor there. Katie says, you stop apologizing for that. You said what you said to say. It's your channel. Boo. Thank you. I got time. Thank y'all so much. I know where she's at. I'm fully aware, but I'm also aware of other things. And I'm very aware of how she feels about me now. So, you know. See what else y'all are saying. Ooh, my mouth, y'all. I'm in pain. Yeah, it is BS. Like I said, this individual is upset because I allowed Angela on my platform to go at her. I'm gonna say this, and again, I don't too much. Katie, no. Well, I do have oral gel. It's the mouthwash stuff. I'm gonna use it. I personally have only seen Angelo respond. I personally haven't seen him just wake up and say, okay, I'm finna cuss this person out. I can't say that. If anybody else can, then that's your experience. For me, he gets triggered or whatever, and then he responds. Or people put out their digs and he responds. And then he's the big bad wolf. Me, on the other hand, I don't shoot no shots. I don't respond to stuff. I just don't entertain it. We're two different individuals. However, this is my platform. I allow anybody on here. And if anybody knows my platform, I've been consistent. He actually had a beef with another individual on here. I brought them together behind the scenes because that's not something for you guys to see. They unfortunately didn't get to hash it out. But that young lady came in my comments right after the very thing and was like, thank you, Whitney. I'm consistent with who I am. When that situation happened that I wasn't aware of, I brought him on to address some stuff like I have been doing. He decided to respond the way he did. But I get blamed for it because I shouldn't have let him do it. When this person pulled the trigger, this person shot first. But I'm being held accountable because I opened my platform for a response. When no one said anything when you went on yours and shot that out there. So the thing is, for me, anybody got an issue with anything I do, you can slide in my DMs and we can talk about it. Or you can come on my platform and we can chop it up. See, I'm lady enough to where I can sit here and articulate myself. I don't have to curse. I don't have to rant. I don't have to pop off like that. Now, I can give you that energy, but I choose not to. I choose to be able to control my emotions and articulate how I'm feeling about you. Hey, I got offended by that. And that could have been nothing but a conversation with, hey, that kind of made me feel away. And anything that I say behind your back, I can say it in your face. And so that could have been a conversation that we had. And so unfortunately, it didn't go that way. You know what I'm saying? So, oh, my tooth, y'all. That's neither here nor there, but that's that on that. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to make that be very clear. I want my platform to be a place where it's neutral. And if you have a problem with somebody, you can come here. I will be that person that be like, all right, hey, all right, you guys. I like that, because we should be able to communicate how we're feeling to each other. And it's okay to be in your emotions. The word of God says to be angry, but sin not. So I don't even trip behind people in their emotions. But let's talk about it. You steady prolonging that emotions because you want to stay there. Because, you know, if you talk about it, it's going to be released. You know? So my thing is that we have to be able to effectively and constructively communicate with one another. You know? And I think that's what's damaging to our community or just to people. You get offended, you don't talk about it. It builds up. The next offense come, you ready to shoot up the place. But it all sparked from one bad interaction with somebody. Why? You feel me? So, I mean, I keep the same energy for everybody. You can talk to Angela, I hold him accountable. But see, just like how I respect my husband and I will never disrespect him in front of nobody, that's the same way. I'm not going to disrespect Angelo to appease to nobody, because at the end of the day, he's a man. Not my man, but he's a man no less. And that's the reason why a lot of these grown men are in the situation they're in, because us women want to put on our big girl draws, and instead of being submissive and talking. So I'm open to anybody out there that has an issue with me, anything I've said, anything that I've put out there. But we're not going to continue to use my name in thumbnails or titles, because I'm going to strike your page. All right. Ella says, I'm working on it from New York, girl. I already told you. Okay. Thank you. And I know people are saying that I can get it from anywhere. I want it from New York. I want it from New York. Fresh copy. I'm listening to you and playing poker, girl. You better than music. No lie. Thank you. My pluggy says, hey, sissy. I've been in the bushes tonight working, cooking, etc. You look amazing. Love you. But where the smoke, though? I missed that part. Girl, we good. I'm telling y'all, I'm all right. Right, niche jealousy, girl. I'm so ugly. I'm so all these things, child. Could never. Blue says, wow. You go, girl. Thank you. Yeah, today has been interesting that it has been. And I think it's just the energy of everything. And like my husband I'm telling you, I always keep me together. I was like, man, it just feel eerie. He's like, this is R.KELLY stuff. I can't wait for it to be over. You know, and so it may be this energy, this demon time. Because this is evil that we've been talking about and dealing with. You know what I'm saying? And I understand people's emotions are involved in this situation on different angles. You know what I'm saying? But we have to push that energy to where it needs to be pushed in every way, shape, or form. You got touched, you've been through something, you mad, put that energy where it needs to be. You got offended, you trusted somebody and it went another way, put that energy where it needs to be. You know, I went through stuff and I'm not on here. No, because I've released that. I feel for Kelly. I keep telling y'all, nobody's winning in this situation. Now, what I do feel sad about is another black man who couldn't live in his truth. Couldn't live in his truth. Couldn't tell what was going on with him. He said that in a song. He couldn't be honest. He felt like he couldn't say anything, so he blamed himself. See, instead of everybody rooting and carrying on, he needs prayers. I don't want to see him in jail like that. I want him to be held accountable, but I want him to get the help that he needs, because it don't matter. He can be in jail and still be in jail. So I just, it's sad. He's this old and got dropped. It's just, I feel like it's because this case is coming to a head. Yep. I think so too. And that side wants to be deflective, and I'm, he beyond help. I don't think so. I don't think you're never too old to get help. I don't think you're never too old to change. You know what I'm saying? I don't. But it first starts with accountability. He's in denial, like many people are. And the difference between me and a lot of people, I stand in my truth. And some people can't really take that. And I get that, because here it is. Got this lazy eye, and I'm sitting here. How dare you? I'm sitting here. I'm loud and sometimes stumbling over words. How dare you? I'm sitting here and, you know what I'm saying? Standing in my truth and, telling the people to keep going and blah, blah, blah. How dare you? You know what I'm saying? So it can, oh, hey, Javante. Hey, God bless you. God bless you. No, he didn't. How are you? I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. God bless you. God bless you. And I don't know if you want me to let everybody know who you are, or if you just discreetly coming in. Come here, baby. Real quick. Sorry, y'all. I don't want to put her out there, but God bless you. God bless you. And to be honest with you, I was like, I wanted to interview her. I did. You got a beautiful spirit. Beautiful. And I saw an interview of you. So God bless you. Yes. So anyways, you guys. So Monique, what you say? You said Google it? Google what, girl? What we Googling? The plug said living your best life. Period. On period. Okay. Monique says, I think this HALLE chick is still on his side, but because the government has all of the receipts, she can't back out of it. She stumbled a couple times. Yeah. I mean, not trying to be shady, but a lot of the other witnesses said it with their chest. She kept on, and I don't recall, and I told y'all, like I said, no shade, because again, I mean, you know, a lot of the other alleged victims, if you will, of lack of better words, did the same thing. They said that he didn't when he did. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but Holly just kind of give me the side eye, and to hear her sit up and say the lie that he wanted her to say on the stand, it's just kind of like, girl, you know, just I don't know, you know, but hey, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. But yeah, y'all, like, God is good. If you're in this chat, if you're tuning in, if you can do that, child, that's why I just like, I can smile. I fly above all the drama. I fly above. I fly above. Okay? Child, please. Child. Okay. Okay. He says, this whole case has me with so many mixed feelings. It does. Like I said, I don't hate the man. I don't. I know that's weird to say. I don't hate him because, like I said, and I want y'all to please take out the time to watch my documentary. The victim became the victimizer, and to see it thrive, that's sad. It's so sad. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, man, this could have been stopped a long time ago. But, you know, so unfortunately, it's kind of like, I feel for him because his life is about to change. Mind you, this is not it in New York. He has to go to 2 other places to get his time. And the lowest that he can get here is 10 years. That's the lowest. He's not a spring chicken. You know what I'm saying? And this is federal time. It's day for day. Yeah. OMG. Yes, girl. I love your Bible talk. Oh, thank you. You know what? Then you better come through on. Better come in on Friday because that's when it goes down. Okay, we talk about everything on Friday. Okay. Janelle said, Whitney, you said something about a book that R.KELLY had out. Yes. I'm gonna share my screen. I'm not gonna get into it though, y'all. I'm not. I love y'all, but it's getting late. Here we go. Here we go. And look at this, y'all. It's trifling behind. This is rather sick, if you ask me. I dedicate this book of my mother. I don't know if they let him type this up, but I dedicate this book to my mother, Joanne Kelly, and my second mom, teacher and pastor, Lena McLean. And if you guys remember right, she was on the documentary and she was like, yeah, I saw him with younger age girls too. Yeah. But yeah, this is his book, y'all. He came out, this book came out back in 2011. Hey, Kamiko. 2011. This is the cover. It's called Solar Coaster. Solar Coaster. The Diary of Me. Okay. And I've been taking a vote from Unique Rose about us reading it. And Everybody been like, no, not yet, the transcript. So I am curious. So I have not read it. I'm just waiting on y'all because we're going to read it. So anything else, y'all? I can't even celebrate. My mouth hurts so bad. Yeah, I'm not buying that mess. It's old. It's old. My tooth hurts, y'all. Yeah, I pray for my mouth. And I still got to do graphics when I get off of here. I got to do a logo. All right, you guys. So y'all look kind of quiet. So I'm going to smooch on up out of here. Okay. So thank you guys. That's the video. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. If you want to reach me, please contact me at my email, please. I'll respond back. You want me to interview somebody in particular, send me links, send me information about them, how I can contact them. Or if you would like to have me interview you, please reach out to me. reviewswhitneyd@gmail.com. Now, if you're embarking on your YouTube journey and you need an intro, outro, or you're just trying to get your business up and started and you need contracts, you need a website logo, hit me up at whitneydavisplanning.com or whitneydavisplanning@gmail.com, and I'll return your email, okay? And also, as you guys know, at the bottom of the screen, you can see how you can donate to the channel, okay? Now, that is it, y'all. We have a lot that's going on tomorrow. I'm super excited. Last time I checked before I head out, let me just confirm this number. Yes, you guys, we're now officially 75 away from 5K. So no longer 104. It's now 75 away from 5K. I'm trying to debate how I want to celebrate. I really wish I could get a really good exclusive interview from someone. That would be so dope. So I don't know. But if you guys want someone to interview me, hit them in their DMs, like bombard them. Hey, I would love for you to be on Whitney's channel. I would love to see her interview you. Okay. So not for nothing, y'all. That's it for me. I'm going to call it a night. I will see you guys Friday. Friday has been pre-scheduled, so please head on over there and set your reminder so you won't miss it. We're going to have a blast. I'm going to pre-schedule tomorrow afternoon's reading in the afternoon sometime, probably about noon or 1 o'clock. So roughly around that time, you guys can tune in and I'll finish reading Faith and Holly's. I'm going to try to see, maybe we can start reading his book on Friday. I don't know. We be turning up and I don't want to be reading and getting all messed up all over again. So I'll let you guys know, okay? But until then, I love you guys so very much. But most of all, Christ loves you. You guys stay blessed and know that the best is still yet to come from you. Greater is he that is in you than he that is in this world. You have a blessed night, okay? Love you. Bye.
Y'all killing me with this. I can't.
Robert.
You're killing me, man. This ain't not about music. I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it. Y'all just don't want to believe the truth. You don't want to believe it.
At this point, we briefly pause the interview to give Kelly a moment.
Man, y'all killing me with this. Y'all killing me with this. Y'all killing me with this. Y'all killing me. Y'all trying to kill me. Y'all killing me with this. Y'all killing me with this. Y'all killing me with this. Y'all killing me with killing me, man. Trying to kill me. Killing me, man. Trying to kill me. You don't want to believe it. Trying to kill me. Killing me, man. Trying to kill me. I hope this camera keep going. Stupid R.KELLY. Fight for my life. Stupid R.KELLY. Do it. Stupid R.KELLY. Fight for my life. Stupid R.KELLY.
Come on in, people. It's time for the plug. So y'all know I got a word. If you don't know, you're gonna find out in a few minutes. My name is Britannia, and I am the plug. I'm the plug. I am the plug. My name is Britannia, and I am the plug. I am the plug.
Today I saw a ladybug, and it's so crazy because Whitney used to always call me Ladybug, and we used to have thousands of ladybugs in Virginia come summertime. We used to open up all the windows, and thousands of ladybugs would just come into the house. They would fly into the house, and it would just be the most beautiful thing ever. And I saw a ladybug today, and it made me think of Whitney. That's so crazy. It really made me think of Whitney.
Y'all killing me with this. I can't help.
Robert.
I can't help. You're killing me, man. This ain't not about music. I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it. Y'all just don't want to believe the truth. You don't want to believe it.
At this point, we briefly pause the interview to give Kelly a moment.
Man, y'all killing me with this. Y'all killing me with this. Y'all killing me with this. Y'all killing me. Y'all trying to kill me. Y'all killing me with this. Y'all killing me with this. Y'all killing me with this. Y'all killing me with killing me, man. Trying to kill me. Killing me, man. Trying to kill me. You don't want to believe it. Trying to kill me. Killing me, man. Trying to kill me. I hope this camera keep going. Stupid R.KELLY. Fight for my life. Stupid R.KELLY.